All right, hello and welcome back to the video, or I guess stream in this case. We'll be taking the CRJ from Toronto to DCA. I saw that there's some vatsim controllers online, so I thought it'd be a cool idea. Hope we get the river visual down there. Cool little one to do. Before anyone starts to ask, no, this does not have the new flight model. However, I did test the new flight model again. It's been testing for the last 2 weeks or so, and it's coming along quite nicely, so I think you guys are going to enjoy it. I've never flown a 320 or 37, so I can't comment how realistic those are to the sim, but this one for the RJ that's coming out will be pretty friggin' good. In terms of, there's been a lot of stuff changed. I don't know if I can talk about it, but there's been a lot of stuff we lost count, so as a little teaser, as a little hint, you can keep your yoke settings and your rudder pedal settings completely default in the new one whenever that does eventually come out, and you will be able to fly this airplane. It will feel like an RJ. It's what the RJ feels like for the most part. It kind of emulates the feeling of the RJ. It's as best we can kind of possibly get it without having the force feedback and the all that kind of stuff behind it. So anyways, thank you guys for tuning in today. We got Skymaster. Thanks for spamming those hearts. And Kalen says, how's it going? Pretty good. I was supposed to have my line check today, but that got canceled due to a couple of RJs being broken down, so they had to put some rares on it. So yeah, going pretty well though. How are you guys going? We are already on vatsim. We got someone landing in the background there. Looks like a Max or something. We're in a turnaround state as well. We're already started boarding, so they should be coming out shortly. There they are. These are the most chillest passengers. No bags. Look at that. No one running. Boris, welcome. David as well. Hello, welcome, welcome. Do a trivia if you guys know what that little green thing is there, what that's there for. Anyways, yeah, I guess let's get started here. So we'll jump inside, and again, this is already in a turnaround state, so this should be open. But we're simulating that the crew's brought it in, and we're coming on board to take it over. So everything's kind of set the way it should be set. Ground power is already on, the battery is already on, nav lights are on, everything deselected up there. Everything's left to automatic in pretty much the normal position there. Deselected, everything's deselected. Hydraulics are auto, and off for the 3A. Yeah, so this is basically a turnaround state from overhead-wise. Let's go and throw the belts on. People are getting on board. There's fueling's been completed, so might as well do that. Reverse is already on, pitch and yaw, or pitch and... yeah, yaw dampener are all engaged, so basically good to go. We're going to EFB over here, and we'll go flight plan, press import OFB. And we're not going to send to the FMS, but I'm going to set payload and fuel. I've actually already gone ahead and did that, so I'm not going to touch it because it's pretty much all set. What I will do is I'll press the set all for the speeds just to save some time. And we'll go ahead on the right side, and I'm going to pop up my flight plan. I can find it. Oh, did I close it? No. Okay, good. And we can kind of put this in together. There we go. So 330, it's pretty high. Rig is 5 PSB skills, so we'll go flight plan. Going from Toronto to KDCA. We're 786 with the alternate back to Toronto. First waypoint is PSB, the Phillipsburg BOR. Put that in there. I got the ATIS. It's probably off runway 23. I haven't checked. Let me check really quickly here. They're using 24 to land, so 99.9% of the time it'll be 23 departure. Land depart 23. That's what we're gonna get. So Phillipsburg's already in there. We'll go departure. Runway 23. Rig is 5. And then we're arriving via the skills 5 via Phillipsburg. That's it. Flight plan's been entered. Perf in it. Our fuel, I got us loaded at 11,055. That's just under. Let's see if it's under or over our planned. Should be, yeah, just over our planned ramp, which is good. And at 0 fuel weight, we had plugged in 65,146. Going up to flight level 330. And our alternate, let's go up. Yeah, we're not going to do that. We're going to do 3. I'll give them 60. I'm not going to 40,000. Very unlikely to do that. Next page, we got there are wins here at the top, -1. Looking right these 3 here. Then we got a bit of a push in our cruise and a push in our descent. It's ISA +2. That's right here. Execute that. Next page. T-Mac, welcome. Reserve fuel, 1665. And estimated time departure is 23:05. Let's see if that actually makes sense. Yeah, kind of. That's a bit far. I'm gonna go 22:40. That's most likely what we'll do. 400 for taxis default. They're calling for 500 in the flight plan, so we'll go 500 here. Perf page, we'll do a flex of 48. It's pretty typical. I'll check my sheets here shortly. Top of climb, we're going to be cruising at, not much of a cruise, 264.75. 264/75. Everything there is good. Radio page, we're taking off runway 23, which has the engine out, requires the VOR, so we'll put the VORs manually tuned in here. We're also going to do CYYZ fix at a 6.2 DME, which is our, I'll give a bit of a range ring for our engine out procedure. Okay, that's the entire FMS basically plugged up. We'll just verify this. Left over on the right side, VNAV, I'll have range alt select is good. Left side, it has on as pilot monitoring on the left, and range alt select's good. Flight plan, copy active. Flight plan, copy active. People are boarding, fueling's not taking place. We'll go ahead and start the APU, hit the power fuel switch, get the APU and bite. APU and bite should go away. We have the LCV and SOV open, switches and door open as well. Not switches, I should say gauges. Go outside. This is the BORIS sounds. Sounds amazing. I'll get rid of this window for you. Thank you so much, guys, joining tonight as well. And if you can be sure to hit the like button for me as well, it'd be greatly appreciated. We also had Skymaster in here. I don't know if he's still here, but go say hi to Skymaster as well when he's streaming. Let me put the sounds up for you guys, actually. They're probably not high enough. That should be better. Let me know if that's too loud now. But that should be better for you guys. Alright, the APU is online. The gen's already on auto. Ground power has been disconnected or has been taken off the bus, so we'll go ahead and deselect the switch. Click electric again. All the DC system is okay. Back to the stat, we give the guy the hand so we can disconnect the ground power. The parking brake is on, so we can go ahead and disengage. Actually, we'll keep that for the doors. You still got to do that. Those are all set up. Let's go ahead and go over here, and we're going to set our MC or our FMA up. So we got 5,000 feet on the Riggus 5. We haven't gotten our clearance yet, so I'm going to do 4,900. I'll press B the altimeters. A bit of a low altimeter today. MDA, our level off height is 1570, 1,000 above the, that's our acceleration height, 1,000 above the airport elevation, usually. There we go, and a heading of 237. Awesome. Go flight directors to the right-hand side. Our clock will be set to ET, mode will be GPS. And I don't think we got a PDC, so I'll just give him a ring and say we want to go somewhere. Information Victor is what we had. Bring up my notepad in case I need something from me. Basically, I'm going to say they only have approach online right now and center, so I'm going to contact approach and say requesting IFR to DCA, Information Victor. You can give them the gate as well if you like. We're at gate 260. But we'll keep it nice and short and sweet.
Delta 1483, we're going to be holding short on runway 5 to cross, and I see a mistake. Sorry about that.
Yeah, 1483 is going to be the one that's rolling, and the other one that's lining up momentarily.
There's good age as 786, question IFR to DCA, Information Victor, gate 260.
Air Canada 779, line up on 123.
Line up at runway 23, Air Canada 779.
Slow and low.
Air Canada 1 able to open entry.
Alpha Lima.
Alright, sounds kind of busy, so I'm going to wait till I ask him again there.
Air Canada 1,
Officer says, what peripherals do you have? The yoke / rudder? I use the Boeing TCA yoke
Right on Charlie,
and
full
the
short
Wing
Alpha,
Orion rudder pedals. Then I also have my Thrustmaster Warthog throttle. I have a custom 3D printed 737 autopilot panel that I'm using for the CRJ. I have the Wing Epison FCU. I have the PU Air Korea minimized overhead panel. And the Wing MCD. I'm only using I'm using right now throttle, yoke, rudder, PU Air Korea overhead panel, and 737. I'm not using the EFIS and the FCU, and I'm not using the MCD right now either because it's mostly Airbus stuff. Alright, let's see if we can get a word in here. Terminal clearance Jazz 786, requesting IFR DCA, Information Victor.
Okay, Jazz 786, I know it's your third call, but maybe it's helpful to submit a 5-10 prior.
Sorry, say again, it came in a bit unreadable there.
Yeah, Jazz 786, no 5-10 for you.
Oh, I got that file, Jazz 786, thanks. I guess that's a start, eh? I need my dispatcher.
One after that, Emirates 777 left Alpha Lima.
I need a dispatcher.
After the Emirates, so left Alpha Lima, yeah, Air Canada 1.
Air Transfer 331, right turn direct Urso on course.
Right turn direct Urso, copy.
Pre-file.
Transit 331.
Shaq says, do you have the Washington landmarks? Yeah, I do. I do have that one.
Well, just 374, runway 24 right, altimeter 2951, taxi via Bravo, Charlie.
Pre-file doesn't want to work. Oh, there we go. I'm going to use your manual, but it worked now. So hopefully we get a PDC, and or I'll just call him again in the next couple seconds. We'll do the rest of our...
That's
really loud. Do the rest of our flow here. AP is already online with the electrics. Throw the hydraulic 3A on. DCA is pretty low. 20 feet will work for that.
Approach Canada 614
and we'll basically leave it there. I'll give you guys a departure brief here shortly. Let me get my charts up and running.
230 going up, transit 321.
Working at 779, identified, safe passing altitude.
Passing 4,000 feet, Air Canada 779.
779, left and direct saver on course, climb 5,000.
5,000 left and saver on course, Air Canada 779.
Air Canada 614, runway 24 right, altimeter 2951, taxi via Bravo, Charlie.
Bravo, Charlie, Air Canada 614, take you.
Alright. He should get it now.
Toronto approach, Air Canada 415 with information Victor, requesting clearance to Chicago. 415 Toronto, departure, call you back.
I find that the controller is hard to hear, but everybody else is crazy loud. But anyways, I'll give him a shout here. And clearance 786, Jet 786 flight plan should be in there now for you. Let's add to this guy's workload, huh?
Jet 786. Okay, CRJ-900 should Washington on Reagan Airport, Reagan 5 departure, platform departure, runway 24 right and squawk 3461.
Clear DCA, Rigas 5 departures. We'll expect 24 right, squawking 3461, Jazz 786.
786, reback correct, pushback on destination, call for taxi.
Call taxi, Jazz 786. Alright, 24 right they just switched me to, which is quite uncommon. Let's go ahead and turn him off because I don't want to hear all that right now. We'll go play at 24 right very quickly. We'll go departure arrival. Rigas 5 is, we'll click that again, and 24 right. That's kind of unusual to get 24 right. Doesn't happen often, happens sometimes. Just make sure that everything in there looks good. And I'll give you a bit of a departure brief in here. We've been cleared, so we'll go and click up to 5,000 feet. And I'll set the HCP there in a second. So Rigas 5 off from a 24 right, he says. I'm going to be using a flap or a flex of 48 is kind of typical. I actually do 45 is more typical. I don't think the flex temp, it kind of works in reverse in this version. That is being addressed in the future updates. But in this version, the flex temp doesn't really work all that well. But anyways, it would be runway 2 for right, flex rolling bleeds open. Runway 2 for right, flap 8, flex rolling bleeds open. The anti-ice and the continuous ignition is not required. The visibility is more than, I believe it's 600 VR for 2 for right, but I can go ahead and check that. But, I mean, we're VFR. Doing the Rigas 5 off 2 for right is runway heading. 10,000 feet left turn, 235, so 2 degree left turn. And then expect vectors to Murno on course up to 5,000. The noise is no turns below 3,600. The engine out on 2 for right is, I believe, just runway heading actually to 1570. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of my little fix here. And we can also go auto now on our navs. We don't need the Toronto VOR for that engine out procedure anymore. Any threats we see, vatsim's a threat in itself. The chat's a threat. I keep reading it. But other than that, we should be good to go. So yeah, let's get the rest of this kind of ready to go. Go ahead and check our doors. Go ahead and close all those. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get rid of the chocks. They're all showing green. Go up to the top, we'll throw the fuel pumps on. Beacon light come on. Transponder to number, I'll go number 2, and he said squawking. I wrote it down here. Whoop, there we go. 3461, 34. Alright, let's not do it on that side because of the clear button. 3461. 1. You go in there. You go in there. I'm going to hit clear. And we'll never use that one again. With the HCP as well, I would have had it from before, but it doesn't matter to me in the sim because it doesn't really work all that well, so we're not going to set it up here. Alright. Cool. That's pretty much everything ready to go. And we'll get it hooked up with GSX to push back. It's going to be a very short taxi, so we'll probably get... I'll probably taxi a bit slower to get everything kind of set up.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
I believe DCA had some ATC online as well, so that'd be pretty cool. 6.9 has been set for the trim, which I believe is what they wanted me here. 6.9.
Locking gear.
Well, my model matching isn't working, or they're just something I don't have. You guys been flying the RJ though lately with the new update? Hopefully you're enjoying it. There's definitely a lot more to come, so that'll be very cool. We'll go straight back to the circle.
Release parking brakes, please.
Just gonna make sure there's no one there. Transponder's on, parking brake released.
All engines clear. Start at will.
Alright, we're clear to start. And starting right. Screens are quite hard to see. Hopefully we'll get out of the sun here. Looking for an N2 of 20% and an ITT below 120. These will be changed in the next upcoming update as well. The starting figures, the numbers.
Please set parking brakes.
Ladies and gentlemen, please pay attention.
You don't hear that guy. Well, that should be closed. We'll just say we're ferrying the airplane. There we go. Pretty good Boris sounds though, if I do say so myself. They sound pretty awesome. Starting left. If you guys are brand new to the channel as well, be sure to like and comment as well. And also be sure to subscribe. Emphasis that engine start sound. Yeah, they're amazing.
Masks will drop from above. If this happens, pull down on the mask, place the mask over your
Tow truck
nose and mouth,
disconnected.
slip
Bypass
the
pin
elastic
removed.
strap over your head, and breathe normally.
Left
In
is
case
clear.
of a
Right
water
is clear.
landing, life vests are located under your seat. Secure the vest around you and pull on the red strap to inflate it. As we prepare for takeoff, please take the time to make sure your seat is upright, your tray table is secured, and your seat belt is fastened. Thank you for your attention.
Be nice sounds. Sorry, my phone going off there in the background. Let's start a cutout. We'll stop the timer, reset you back to ET. We'll go ahead and check the electric pages. And everything is transferred over to the engines and powering up nicely. We'll go back to the stat page. Go ahead and deselect our APU. Aft cargo. Probes on. Anti-ice is not required. And we're ready to taxi. I'll just do a bit of a rudder check. Mine's not going to go all the way because I have a weird dead zone in here to make it feel better. And the new flight, on the new flight model, when that comes out, you won't need any dead zones or any yoke sensitivities or anything. On the new one, it'll be all default, and it flies so much better. I can't even put into words of how much better the new flight model will be for you guys. The trim's improved, the drag's improved, the lift's improved, the feeling of the airplane's improved, the flare's improved, the climb profile. Everything's just so much better. Got Gravel is making it. The flight plan, the flight model, he's made other ones before. He did a super job at taking the info I give him and making it into the simulator world. We will be testing that later on today as well, most likely in Discord. Flights and Gaming, welcome my friend. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for stopping in. Approach 786, ready taxi.
That's 786, runway 24 right, altimeter 2951, taxi via Delta.
24 right via Delta, will hold short 786. Alright, pretty simple.
Hello, Canada 614, have you passing
Click.
3000?
Canada 614, heavy turn departure, hello, identified, climb for level 230.
Climb travel 230, Canada 614.
Yeah, I can't wait for it. Me neither. It's really awesome. I
Roger,
was
Canada
wishing
1011
I could
within
stream
last
it. I just couldn't, or I just can't.
Quebec City.
But that's why I actually haven't been streaming, is I've been doing a lot of testing for the new flight model. And honestly, I don't want to fly this one. I want to fly the new one because it's just so much better.
Route 7 departure, switching distance. That's on the departure runway 24 right, squawk.
Those fingerprints on the FD are nuts. Yeah, it happens in real life. We always have these little wipes in here so we can clean them. But it does happen. You'll get them on the FMS as well, real world. How's it going? Very well. How are you? Alright, Delta's this first left turn. It's going to be a very quick taxi, so I'll basically do my before takeoffs as I get on this straightaway here. And let me also get Toronto Center is 25775 preloaded.
Skip line number 23, speedbird 93.
Number 287, contact Toronto Center 12577.
Alright, flap 8. Let's put our crossfoot off from auto to manual. Our flight controls full left. That's also been changed. The spoilers don't actuate as soon as you put an aileron input in. In real life, the spoilers start to actuate when the aileron is up here. That's when they start to go. So that's been changed. It'll change the way the airplane flies. Just so many things have been edited and made it so much more close to real life. And the flex has been touched on as well. The flex temperature still needs some work, but it's definitely getting a lot better in the new one as well. I says, I honestly think you have the best flight sim channel on YouTube. I've learned so much from you, especially because I love regional flying. I appreciate that, my friend. I don't know if I have the best channel, but if you're learning, that's always great. So I really appreciate that one. And we're just on idle thrust, guys, and we're just taxiing on nicely here. And then for departure, because if I look at the FMS real quick, you see it says 237, 1100 feet, 245. Yeah, I can put it in nav mode, and nav will fly the departure for me. But it's actually incorrect. You'll notice it says climb heading 237 to 1,000 feet. Line up 2 for right, Jess 786. It actually says, yeah, it has the old number in there. Oh, we can do it manually. Yeah, it has the 23 number in there. That's okay. Do our lineups. That's the wrong sound. Don't worry about that. So we're gonna go heading mode. You should be allowed to go speed nav, but my FMS is not showing the correct data for 24 right there. Clear takeoff 24 right, just 786. Clear right, clear left. That's all good. Stable got the cabin secure. Go ahead and box those messages. So in this case, because the FMS is not right, I'm going to go heading mode, and then after 1,000 feet, we're going to do a left turn from 237 to 235, which is the smallest turn in the world. But all right, TOTO, 2 for rights verified.
What is your apron entry for?
Let's get going.
Oh, it'll be Alpha Juliet or Alpha Kilo.
Set thrust.
Hotel Bravo Alpha Juliet cross 15 right 15 left.
There we go. Let's go back in here. I can't see where I'm going. So I got a bit of left aileron and a little bit of right rudder to keep us on the center line here.
257,
rotate.
thank you.
That little hiccup where it doesn't take off is fixed, by the way. Gear up. Speed mode, we're at climb 158. Heading mode. There's 1,000 feet. I'm just going to dial a heading of 235.
Air Canada 1011, ready for taxi.
And we're gonna go autopilot off.
Station, say again.
Canada 1011,
Speed up here. Go climb 201. Our VT was 202, so let me just, I can bug that up to VT plus 10 or somewhere. And we're looking for VT plus 12, flap 1.
Runway 24 right, taxi by Delta, Canada 1011.
Yeah, I hate the hitbox too, Fires. Do you have expected release window? No idea. I'm 2,500 climbing 5,000, Jet 786, flap 0. He's not supposed to call me. 15,000, Jet 786. Yeah, he's not supposed to call me at this point, but whatever. 15,000, we'll go climb thrust with the flaps up. Normally we get to, we do all our stuff, and then after takeoffs, I'll go up ahead and PF will do climb 280, 15,000 is confirmed. Grab that, grab these. Oh, not that. And then I'd call them. They're always in a rush in vatsim to call you. But that's not realistic. So now I just direct do some Jet 786. Deucem's in the box. There it is, confirmed and execute. Nav's available, both needles have swung over, FMS2's captured. Nope. Not that way, airplane.
1,200, Canada 15.
Try you again.
Level 230, Canada 15.
There we go. Gotta watch CRJ. I have a question, but do you know if Hans is working on ATR? He did work on the ATR. If he's currently working on to update it, no, I think the RJ is getting full attention right now from Hans. Okay. Airplanes not want to behave today.
Roger, 374, contact transfer on 12577. 2577.
There we go.
786, contact transfer on 12577.
2577, Jet 786. Have a good day.
10,000, Detroit on altimeter 2951.
At 800 feet,
We'll set up
that's
for
gonna be like,
Q3,
yeah, exactly. It's like, no,
951,
that's not how this works.
Thank you.
You can wait for me to call you, because they don't know in real life if I have an engine failure, if I have a problem, like they're gonna be like, what are you doing? Right? Like, you gotta give us a second here. They're in a chair, we're in two chairs, but our chairs are moving a lot quicker.
Flush at 374, Toronto Center, good evening, climb for level 310.
So we're direct deucing with the 15,000, we'll check in on this guy, he's probably gonna be 230, hopefully. Then I just 786, 9,000, climbing 15,000.
From was 11,000, you say 7,000.
Yep, cut someone off.
Jet, Johanna 743, descend 11,000 when ready.
Okay, perfect, that's what we had. Yeah, we'll descend 11,000 ready, Japan 743.
Who else called center?
It's Jazz 786, 10,000, climbing 15,000.
Jet 786, Toronto Center, hello, climb for level 230.
230, Jazz 786. How did I guess it? 230 is confirmed. We got 10,000 lights out, pressurization has been checked, the belts are auto, it's going to be pretty smooth, and the radio's set. Climb, let's go vertical speed 1500. We'll select 280 on this guy. Dota says, I'm trying to find love for the CRJ, but I always wind up losing airspeed. Is there a speed you need to reach before continuing climb after 10,000 feet? So yeah, after 10,000, you can technically hold your VT all the way up to 25,000 feet, technically. But you're going to be quite behind the power curve once you get there. So normally what we do is once we pass 10,000, we'll accelerate to 280 knots, and you can either go climb 250, climb 280, and just dial the knob, or you can do what I did, which is vertical speed, and then go back into climb thrust there. That's a bit more of a technique thing we do in real life to keep the airplane going up. But yeah, 250, 280, and then passing 31,600 it should auto change from climb 280 to climb 77. It should auto do that for you at 31,600 feet. Fro says I was gonna get there a long way around Shirley.
Good afternoon, Canada 15, passing 9,800.
I know what you're talking about. Sorry. DST, welcome. How are you, my friend?
Air Canada 415.
Everybody, be sure to go check out CSG's channel as well, Flight Sim Gaming's channel, and Skymaster all in here.
Flight level 360 Air Canada 415.
Flight streamer as well. Hello. Welcome.
786, you'll be leaving my airspace shortly in Stevens South Line. As protocol of your discretion, surveillance service terminate, change out, or have a good flight.
Our discretion over to Lonely Unit. Just 76. Have a good night. 228. I'm a little non-professional in that, so maybe I should get more professional. Anyways, we're cleared to go up. And what were we given here? 330. 330 it is. Confirmed. Legs page. On my own ATC, direct Phillipsburg. That happens sometimes in real life to us, actually, believe it or not. So we'll go ahead and go direct there, save some time. But yeah, Flight Streamer, welcome. Thank you for stopping in. We got a lot of streamers in here. I already mentioned CST's in here tonight, guys. Go check out his channel, Flight Sim Gaming, Skymaster, and now Flight Streamer as well, which you guys should all know Flight Streamer and CST as well by now. So that was for the plane turning the wrong way. Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. There's transition. We'll go ahead and click our barrel knobs there. Oop, too many times. 992, 992, 992. We're going. Yeah, no worries, guys. You're doing it before me, so I'll shout out where I can. We're having just a good time. That's it. We're pretty much good to go until we get to cruise altitude. And we got another 48 minutes till we're there, so we can start prepping for what they're doing in DC. Usually under the 50-minute mark, I like to start getting ready for what they're going to do, get the ATIS and that kind of stuff. Although I don't think we'll be able to get the ATIS on vatsim and without ACARS, so we'll just go to DCA weather. Okay, so they're going to be using 19 for part of the visual because the wind shorts that out. Really hot, 2967. So that's good. We're going to plan the visual into runway 19. And we'll go DCA approach. I'm going to pin the RNAV Yankee and where's the visual? And the visual. Put those back up there. Yeah, I should map those over there, shouldn't I? That'd be a pretty smart idea, actually. You know what? I'm going to do that right now. Oh, I might mess something up. I find myself forgetting to use it. I think I'm just so used to just going up here and clicking stuff. But yeah, I should map it more. Oh, I think you're a legend, Flight Sim Gaming. That's just me. Let's go back here, see what's going on. Whole lot of nothing. That looks kind of weird. I wonder if that's a texture from the mod. It shouldn't be like that. Yeah, seatbelt should be off. I think it's just a texture mod. I swear that the default textures work when those go out. Anyways, yeah, let's start getting prepped. So weather weights plates, got the weather. We got our weight, which this is always wrong, but let me use the flight plan here. It's always wrong in the sim, at least. They're expecting it to land at 6,500 pounds. I've noticed the sim doesn't burn enough. It doesn't burn as much as it does real world. So we'll kind of see how that goes. But we'll plan for a 6,500 pound, 6,600 pound landing. Our zero fuel weight was 65,000 pounds. So 67 plus 65. Well, 65 plus 5 is 70. Plus 1,000 pounds is 71. Plus 600 pounds is 71,600 pound landing. I can kind of still do math. Look at that. I've also noticed, and I've reported this as well, that the gross weight doesn't auto-update. It should be auto-updating as the fuel is entered here. That should auto be counted down for itself, which I noticed it doesn't do. So I've mentioned that one as well. Anyways, let's go over here. Takeoff and landing. Going to DCA. runway 19. It's dry. Refresh the med tire. We're going in at 71,600. VREF, there's no gust. We'll leave it at VREF. In reverser, we'll do none. The way this works is if you're using more than, or if you're using basically full reverse or no reverse, and IRL, we just use idle reverse unless we need, if it's contaminated or we need more of it. But idle reverse, we just click the two buttons. There's two buttons under here. You kind of really can't see them, but they're right there. You click those two on each one, and it would just get into the first detent of reverse, and that's idle reverse. So that's good. We're using 3,300 feet out of 7,100. So that's all looking pretty nice. I should be able to do my speeds now, but this VFTO doesn't calculate correctly, and that VREF is way off. So let me go get my iPad with my speed cards on it, and I'll get the actual speeds, because those numbers are way off. Should have had Hartman put a tablet in it. I asked him. I said it's very hard to bring it over there. I thought it'd just be a copy and paste, but apparently it's a lot more work than just that. So, but I did ask. I hate having to go over here every time. Let's see. Speedbook. There it is. You won't. This is on my personal iPad here, but 71,000 pound landing calls for a VREF of 137. Notice it's giving me 146, 10 knots over what it should be. Our VT should be 193. This guy's giving me 222, and our VFTO is going to be, or sorry, our V2 Goron is going to be 145. So every speed here is ridiculously high. So let me go ahead and go down here. We'll go ref. That should be nothing. V2 go around, if we need it, is 145. So we set this in case we have an engine fail and we happen to miss. This is our V2 now in the mist. So then we click target, VT at 193, and then later we'll set the VREF once we get closer to the ground and we're on final. Basically we'll set up to 137, not 146. That's what we get. Those speeds are insane. Next, we'll set up this guy. There's we can put in the DCA VOR. Might as well have that ready to go for later in case you want DME distance. Again, I'm not going to do the HCP because it doesn't affect me on the right side, and it doesn't work in the sim anyways that well. We'll do RNAV Yankee, and it'll be vectors going direct PSB currently. Shouldn't do that, but it does in the sim anyways. It's just PSB. Yeah, cool. So we'll build this along with you here. I'll bring this over here so you guys can see. And this is what we would do rear world. I'd build it at the same time. Some people like to build it completely and then show your work. I like to build as I show my work. That way we're both looking at everything. So we're starting the Heart 4, or no, I'm thinking of LaGuardia. We're starting the Skills 5 via Phillipsburg. We got Shiloh, and so one person would be reading this and the other pilot would be reading that. We got Skills at 12,000, Baltimore 250 at 10,000. We'll go down to Eyes. Next page. Should take the right-hand turn to Edward, then Megas or Megs, Nays, and then would be vectored. Most likely to the rear visual, but we're having a backup of the RNAV Yankee, which starts at Derrick. That's 33,000. We'll do a fuel check shortly. So Derrick, a max of 180 knots, 2,700 feet. Then Sunny at 2,000 above. Rourke at 1,500 above. Slacker at 1020. Dalla, Yurdi, then runway 19, a ref of 137. Missed approach, we're gonna expect the river visual, so we're not gonna touch the missed approach, because if I go to the visual chart, the missed approach, this approach has no procedure, because it's just a visual approach, there's no mist on it. Cool, that all looks good. Execute that. Now it's capping at 33,000. They wanted us, I believe, at Mach 7.5, which is going to be roughly 264. So we'll scroll this guy down to 7.5. We'll reduce our thrust. We'll also do a fuel check now that we're up here. Top of climb is expecting 8,100 pounds. We're at 9,000 pounds. So this, yeah, the airplane in the sim does not burn quite what it should, but that's okay. So we are 1,000 pounds above planned and 2,000 pounds above minimum. So that's all good. I won't say no to extra gas, right? Hope you guys are all enjoying this today. Yeah, if you're wondering, I haven't been streaming for a while. One, I've been doing a lot of work stuff and just that kind of stuff. The other thing is I've just been testing the new CRJ with the new beta flight model, which is like a bajillion times better, and I just had to like fight myself to come fly this one because I did miss streaming, but I just don't want to fly this one. But I can't show the new one, so I'm forced to take this one. You guys, I think, will be thoroughly impressed when the new one comes out. It's being refined and reworked. We kind of had a nice build going, but the coder hit a wall where the old code doesn't really allow for a lot of flexibility and adjustments, so he's basically rewriting the entire thing, and we're back to the fine-tuning and testing kind of phase so we can get everything to work well. Things like when you go flap 1 at 190 knots, you're about 7 degrees nose up, and you add flap 8 and then the AOA is allowed to decrease, and descending drag plus the flaring has been changed. All the yoke sensitivities you can run at default. And it feels it's what I would think if I loaded up, if I'd been flying the CRJ in real life and then I just bought the CRJ, I'd be like, yeah, it's a pretty good emulation of replication of what it could kind of feel like, and that's what it's the new one's going to feel pretty good, in my opinion, at least. Hey, FO Pilot Depth, welcome. See, I'm not enjoying this at all. I feel like I don't know anything when I'm watching. You're doing just fine. I'm hoping you're having a good time. I'm gonna bring up my V-Pilot because mine sometimes never gives me my little contact me, like the little chirp it gives people. Mine doesn't do that all the time. I don't know why, so I'm gonna have it up in the background there. License says that says a lot considering the state of how it feels. Yeah, I mean, you guys know what my controls are. I post them everywhere, anywhere, or all on my Discord. When the update comes out, if it's what it is right now, which I think it will be, you should need default everything and about a 3 to 5 dead zone. It makes it feel great if you have a 3 to 5 dead zone in basically everything. So that, I think if you click default or sensitivity has a 4 dead zone anyways, so just leave that in there and it feels amazing with that. Really, really good. Now the only limitation is the Boeing TCA yoke is such a loosey-goosey feeling yoke. I'll need that wing force feedback. You know, you need to go out do a workout to fly the airplane is what it should feel like, but that's not flight model wise anymore. Yeah, I know, CC, I'm just joking around. Be sure, guys, as well, I've already mentioned, if you haven't done it already, Flight Sim Gaming, CST, FO Pilot Depth is another streamer as well who just tuned in here. Flight Streamer, Skymaster, go check those guys out if you don't know them already. They're all in the chat, so feel free to find their name and search them up. Give them a sub. Join the Discords. Just be nice. Me and CC don't really tolerate trolls too much. I don't know about the other guys, but if we see one, they're gone, pretty much. Yeah, exactly. I'm sure there'll be something wrong with it once it comes out, but you know, they'll have to fix the VNAV or something. But I don't know. I'm enjoying it. I think you're enjoying it too, from what I've heard from you. And I love that the updates are free so far, from my knowledge, and I just love that it's getting worked on. I mean, this airplane could have been left in the way it was, but thankfully it wasn't, and thankfully the team still wants to put work into Hans, and they brought on Gravel. They brought Gravel in to do the flight modeling because their original flight modeler had retired, and Gravel is amazing. He works opposite ends of the time spectrum for me. So sometimes I'm up at 2 a.m. testing, and sometimes he's up at 2 a.m. But I'll just write him like a massive report, and he'll just send me like 5 CFG files later, and then we just keep fine-tuning and fine-tuning and fine-tuning, and you know, we fix the drag here, but then it breaks the descent, and we fix it there, and it breaks this, and blah 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 blah. So we were just going back and forth, and basically I've been doing for the last 2 weeks is a takeoff, climb, cruise, descent, and then a decel with a landing, and I'm just doing that for like 2 hours a day or more for like 5 days in a row, just testing the hell out of it. Oh yeah, OBS, yeah, that's too bad. I thankfully haven't gotten into that one yet. I have had sometimes though where I'm in the sim and the sim just crashes on me. I've had that one before, which kind of sucks. Are you doing cross pond this year? No, I don't do that kind of stuff. If I'm in the sim, I'm no longer than max like 2 hours. I just can't be bothered. Yeah, see, I think you're gonna love it. I think you're gonna love it. The airplane already is pretty decent. Yeah, it's not the most realistic in the world, but it does a pretty decent job at what it's supposed to do. But that flight model, I think personally, will elevate it so much higher. And I've never flown an Airbus, and I've never flown a 37, so I can't comment on how close to real life those are. In my personal opinion, the 737 also seems a bit too loosey-goosey in the sim. Like, you can see videos of them really wrestling it. The airplane barely moves. That's kind of the CRJ is, but the CRJ is a little bit peppier and a little bit sharper than the 37. It looks like, at least from video that I can determine. But when this update comes out, if it comes out the way I'm thinking it'll come out, it'll be pretty freaking good, and pretty on point. Yeah, that one as well. Yeah, flight sim's never easy to. The reason I don't do any more flights over 2 hours, one, I can't be bothered to sit here or go to sleep and come back and do all that kind of stuff. But the second thing is I did a Concorde flight once a long time ago, back in the FSX days, and I was being all simulation and not going supersonic over land and all that stuff. And literally I got to the countdown. So in that airplane, you don't have a ground proximity warning system. Your FO or your pilot monitoring will count out 50, 40, 30, 20. So I literally heard the British voice go 50, 40, 30, 20, and then this entire sim froze. And I told myself I will never fly that long ever again. As long as I get a takeoff, cruise, climb, descent within 2 hours, and landing, I'm good. I'm happy. This plane ponding for across the pond, that's so much more entertaining for me to see. Yeah, exactly. I think that'd be more entertaining for me as well. That'd be pretty cool. Especially because you got the ATC going, and you can kind of do all that and kind of just move around all the runways and that kind of thing. You gonna do it in 24, or you gonna do it in 2020? Or X-Plane 12, your favorite? Country says, showing my age here, when was first time in CRJ? Mine was year 2000. When was my first time in the CRJ? Like 2 years ago. If it's flight sim wise, when I first had it, it was back in FSX, so maybe 10 years ago. Would that be 10 years ago? What would be that? Would be 2015, maybe 12 years ago, 2012, 13 area. That's when I had my first CRJ in the sim, and then two years in real world. But yeah, you are showing a bit of your age there. Let's see here. Start talking about descents. Never really trust that guy there. Guilt at 12 wants 1500, so we're gonna wait till that guy says 2800, and then we're gonna start down. So we got a bit of time. Oh, DC has an ATIS. Awesome. Let's bring that up here. Well, it's VFR, and it's hot, and they're using 1.9. The River Viz is in use as we planned. Information India. Cool. DCA ground is online. I don't think they actually have anybody controlling them other than ground, so I'll go ahead and put 21.7 in the backup here. And I'm also going to get the CTAF ready to go. I kind of like the CTAF, and I kind of don't like the CTAF because it causes some confusion between people that are on CTAF and the people that forget to switch to CTAF. I kind of wish everything was just back on 22.8, to be honest with you. Ooh, a contact. Oh, no, it wasn't a contact. I got excited for a second. Yeah, my HC's offline. Thank you. Awesome. You can do it in 2020. Model matching works better. Yeah, that's true. I haven't even. So I got 2024 working actually CST, and I've been testing the new one in there as well. I had to figure out. I had to set my trim to like the A and B buttons on the top right because I'm in a right seat setup. So, anyways, I got it working in there, and it feels good in there too. Which I'm at least it did. I haven't tested it in a bit, so that'll be pretty nice as well. Chris says how we hated them at first, very limited routes compared to now. Minneapolis went when Northwest was still around. Yeah, especially if it was the 200. I don't know if you guys had the 7s by that point, but the 900 is much not. Even the 550s, 7s, and 9s, those are all kind of the same. Especially if you got an NG, those are a bit more useful. The 900 can do a pretty long flight if you wanted to. Some companies used to go from Vancouver to Chicago. I think some companies went from like. I think they even brought it to Miami from out east somewhere. So the 900 does have some legs on it. I don't think you'd want to be on the 900 for that long as a passenger. But it can go for 3 to 4 hours if you wanted to and fill it right up. Anyways, we got the calculator that came up, and we got a tailwind of 86 knots. So for every 10 knots of tailwind, we always decrease our descent by 0.1. So that would be 0.8 degrees that we would change. So VNAV, next page, we're at 4 degrees. We're going to tell it we want to do a 3.2. We'll execute that. That should move that top of descent, which I noticed it never does in the sim. We'll go legs. We'll tell it here as well, 3.2. This might break it. Let's see. Awesome, they're getting online. Perfect. Yep, we're Paul with the gas DC9s that a CRJ basically replaced. Yeah. I might have heard you on Frequency earlier. I was the Speedbird 777 in Toronto. Way too late for me though. We'll catch you on the stream in the morning. I think I did hear you. Well, thank you for joining in, and have a good flight as well. Still the best call sign is Speedbird Concorde 1. I was about to do the British voice, but I won't humiliate myself. But yeah, that was still the coolest voice in my opinion.
Okay, traffic from 450, speed of 250 off the lead down to 20 nautical miles over heading 65.
I think Potomac Approach did got online 19850.
Canada traffic, Chapel 11, stop.
Can't even understand those people. Whatever that was. Showing 2,100 feet a minute. Still looking for 28. Now, usually, Real World, what they want is will have us do this. Descend 20 miles north at Maltibor, 250.
And sorry about that Potomac Approach, American 1574 out.
Anyways, if they want you to do that, you can't do it in the sim just yet, but you do Baltimore / minus 20 miles, and it would make a waypoint over itself, and it almost does it in the sim, but it does. Oh, did it do it? Wait a minute.
Okay,
that actually looked like it worked for a second.
Expect the river visual 19er, American 1574.
No, it didn't. It should say 001 as an edited waypoint, but anyways. Center actually just got on as well. Awesome. Yeah, they're online. Been following you. Now we're oh, perfect. Perfect. Yeah, I just tuned them up. So we'll see if we get a contact me. I have Potomac Approach loaded in currently. Oh, let's get Sky Dolly up in case I forget about that. And I've been testing the new CRJ, so hopefully I can still land this one in this version. I think we'll be more than fine. The technique should work across. This one in this version is a bit droppy. It likes to fall out of the sky a little bit more than the newer one will. And the new one, we're trying to ride the line between. Let's set this to 12,000. Try to ride the line between because in real life the RJ can float if you keep flaring it to a certain point, but it can also slam, and it depends on the weight, depends on the wind. There's the various conditions there where it really does depend. So we're trying to ride that line between, you can float it a little, you can over flare it and float it, but you can also under flare and slam it, and that's kind of what we're trying to ride. This one in this version is a bit too droppy, but I like this version a lot more than V1, which was just, you didn't even have to flare. Anyways, 2800 is what's showing up here. We'll go vertical speed, and we're going to request, we'll tell the airplane 3,000 feet per minute. We're going to go idle thrust. Set that to 7.4. I think we're in real time, right? It doesn't seem. Yeah, I guess we are. Oh no, we are. There we go. That's more like it. Yeah, we are doing the river visual, Kyle. Yep, we're doing that. Unless they change it on us, that's what we're planning, and that's what's in use via the ATIS. And so if you're wondering, guys, why I started at 3,000 when it said 28, is notice this number is going to start decreasing, and that's what I want, because the next waypoint coming up is going to be 250. In this case, I'll be able to slow because that's 20 miles anyways, but we always build in a slowdown time, so I'm going to go, if it's non-icing conditions, I'll do 200 to 300 feet steeper than what this tells me, and if it is icing conditions, I'll do about 400 to 500 feet steeper than what this tells me. So I'll start 3,000, but we always want 3,000. That's our idle thrust at descent. This will be fixed in the sim as well, where I have to add thrust to get back to 290 and all this kind of stuff. But don't worry about that. That'll be for when the update comes out. I believe the altimeter was 296 something. We'll get that loaded in our standby for later. It's a bad time to have to go to the bathroom. 2967. Throw that in there. Getting some turbulence. I might have to. Oh yeah, I was using Real Turb, and Real Turb with the new flight model in beta works quite well with up to 50%, but with the old one, not so much. So I'm gonna just kind of fix that one up a little bit. But yeah, basically this is the river visual. It's quite simple. Laterally follow the river. Vertically, starting from Derrick just before, we'll be at 3,000 feet. Then we're going to start at roughly, we'll only be configured by this point. We want to be already gear in flaps 45. And we're going to start roughly 800 feet per minute all the way down. And these are all recommended altitudes. You don't have to be at these altitudes, but if you're at these altitudes, it makes your approach a lot more, just a lot more accurate. They're recommended to you.
River visual, runway 19er.
Cleared river visual, runway 19er, American 1574.
I'm out of his airspace, but I'm just going to contact him up. Potomac's Jazz 786 descending via the Skills 5 or planning our runway river visual 19. Everything but river visual is what I said right there.
786, Single approach, hello. Descend by the Skills 5 arrival. Washington is heading south. Expect the river visual runway 19er. The Washington altimeter is 2967.
1967 descend via Skills 5. We'll expect the river visual 19 Jazz 786. Cool. That's all loaded up. Now, because he didn't give, usually they give you 10,000 or they give you 250, like a speed restriction a bit before. I'm going to have so much time to be leveled off here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to match these up. And we're going to add a little bit of thrust so I don't have to be level there all the way. I do have to pass skills of 12 though, so I'm going to just continue matching them up here. I really appreciate you guys watching. The 25 likes, thank you so much. Be sure to hit the like button as well. And again, guys, we've got a lot of streamers in the chat too. So Flight Sim Gaming, Skymaster 1, CST Gaming, Flight Sim Gaming. Did I already say that one? I think I already said that one. And FO Pilot Depth as well. And Flight Streamer as well. So be sure to check those guys out. I think some of them might be still in the chat. They might have do their own thing now. But in real world, I believe it's Baltimore. Once you get over Baltimore, you actually see that bridge, that was hit in half there, which is kind of an eerie sight to see. It'll be on the left-hand side of the airplane. I don't think it's modeled in the sim. But do you ever do a visual at night? Yeah, all the time. Actually, my first time we ever did the river visual when I was there was at night. I kind of wish it was at the day, just so you can kind of get your bearings a bit more. But I was pilot monitoring for that one. As my company, Pilot Flying has to be the captain of the visual for the river visual specifically. Not all visuals, just the river. But it's a pretty interesting sight to see, that's for sure. When you're fresh out of the sim and on the line. 2967. Joe DFW Aviation, you're here as well, so go check out him as well then. He's a new streamer. Go check out Joe DFW Aviation. We'll give him some love over there.
We're 1574 on my 19 clear land.
Clear to land runway 19.
Oh, these controllers for me are so hard to understand. I gotta put their either the audio up or take out. I already have to disable the realistic sounding, all that kind of crap. Add a little bit of thrust here for 290. Hypoxia, welcome. How do you see? How's the real world schedule treating you? Well, it didn't work out in my favor today. We're supposed to do a line check. Got to the gate through customs and all that kind of stuff. And then they had some cancellations due to some maintenance beforehand, and they swapped airplanes a bunch of times, and basically I went home without flying. So, but other than that, it's been pretty good. We're getting a lot of flying on reserve, so that's all good. I'll probably do a line check coming up shortly again. Kyle says, looked at the chart and it doesn't say NA at night. I suppose it's still pretty easy to follow the river with... yeah, so at nighttime, Kyle, follow the darkest spot, and that's the river. You're going to have lights on the shores, and you're going to follow that. However, we always back it up with the RNAV Yankee nowadays, because it's a brand new approach, came out this year, I believe, or maybe 2024. This RNAV Yankee basically takes you along the river visual. So you can also have that as a backup, which we do have in our case today. No speed restriction. We're going to keep 290 till I have to slow down for 10,000 feet. Joe says, I've done 2 river visuals as a passenger, but both were delayed flights, so we landed at night. Yeah, it's nicer at sunset and day and that kind of stuff. It's still cool at night, but it's definitely a nicer sight during the day, that's for sure. What approach are we getting to? Yeah, river visual look like some gaming.
1674, connect ground, 0.7, have a good day.
Vatsim's always a mixed bag with mics. Got some people who are... Yeah, it's always... I can never get a nice setting. DCA Tower's not online, so I don't have to tune them in. It is one way to... Yeah, it's one way to skip one, for sure. I was actually ready to go. I love the training... because line checkers are also training captains, so... the one I had today is an awesome guy. Flew them before. There's Alts Cap at 12, and I was ready. Let's get going. It was be a fun little pairing, but yeah, unfortunately we got canceled out just due to things out of our control. But that's okay. It'll be another day. It will be another day. All right, well, 10,000 wants 600 a minute. We'll bug 10. We're not going to do it just yet. Going to wait till it wants about 1,200 a minute, and then we'll start down. I missed some comments here. I used to live in Virginia both before moving to DFW, so I flew out of IAD, DCA, or DCA, yeah. I've only been to Dulles once, actually. I do a lot of DCAs. I never really get to go to Dulles all that much. But that's pretty sweet. What do you fly now, Joe? Buck says, I've flown the river quite a few times as PM. It's a fun one. Sadly, my new type doesn't operate it. Oh, it's all good. What is that? Just look out the window. That's that new UFO program. Carl says, cool, real world info there. Nice to hear how guys on line fly it. Yeah. Yeah, you can always back up you can kind of use LNAV on it. It does take you along the path. But just know that you're not on an RNAV approach, you're on a visual approach, so just be wary of that. So, watts 1100 a minute, let's do 1200 a minute, we'll beat it down. Idle thrust, 250 knots. Boom. 12 at 12. Oh, the sim? Oh, no worries, Joe. What's your favorite one to fly in the sim, or what's your always go-to? The new Washington Pyramid. The ancient Washingtonians built the Washington Pyramid. It's still there. Oh, it's gone. I don't know what it was, but yeah. Anyways, I think this is where am I Baltimore? Yeah. So that's the bridge right there. If you look out to the left, I believe it's this one in real world. It might be this one or somewhere. Yeah, that's the one that you'll see it split in half, which was kind of scary to see, to be honest. Coming on nicely down to 250. Coming on nicely down to 10,000. Now, usually we do the approach, we do our approach kind of checks and all that kind of stuff at 10,000. But because we're going to be level at 10,000, I'm going to hold off until we leave 10,000. There's Alts Cap adding thrust for 250. The Bass Pro Pyramid, yeah. I haven't been to Bass Pro in a long time. There's 250 at 10. We'll sink our head into the next guy there. Joe said, I noticed the green descent text last time I flew cross-check with the direct intercept page. I noticed the green descent text last time I flew cross-checked. I don't really know what that means. Oh, you mean it actually makes sense? Yeah. So sometimes they match, and if you go ahead and start putting altitudes and things here manually, that's where I find it starts to desync in the sim, unfortunately. So he said descend via the star. That star ends. Well, the descent portion of that star ends at Baltimore 250 10,000. So after this, I'm going to stay at 10,250 until he tells me to do something else. So, not my fault anymore if he doesn't tell me anything. You always gotta find a way to cover yourself in aviation, law-wise. Do everything that's not your fault. Jet says, IRL, when you dial the VS, does the nose go down? No, it doesn't. I've addressed that one as well. No, because we're doing flight model beta testing, no autopilot or VNAV or anything that stuff's gonna get adjusted until the flight model is completely finished. Because if it's
786, to maintain 3,000.
Well, 3,000, just 786. That's quite low. Usually it's 6 or something like that. So 3,000. He wants there confirmed and idle, or not confirmed and set. Speed mode, descend 249. We'll bug it up 250. Idle thrust, leaving 10,000. Lights. Let's go ahead and grab these guys on for the nighttime. We'll go ahead and ding. Get this sorted out for nighttime. There we go. Yeah, so they will be, I believe they will be addressing that. I don't know for sure, but I have mentioned it, so. Yeah, a lot of people I find don't use the descend function enough. It's awesome. If you need to maintain 250 like I am, just descend 250, idle thrust, that's going to be the steepest you can get. And if I want steeper, I can add spoiler. And if I want shallower descent rate, I can just add a little bit of thrust. And with the thrust coming on up, the airplane says, well, I can't maintain 250 at 2,000 in a minute anymore, and it's going to start nosing up. So you can control your descent rate at that and not have to worry about the speed, because the speed's taken care of. It's pitching for 250. Monument and White House stuff should be... Actually, you know what I didn't do? We should have the Pilvia fix technically plugged in here so we don't bust airspace. And it's a 1 mile ring. There we go. That's better. There's the White House and stuff. There's the release. That's the restricted airspace we don't go into. Level circle. You'll see it later. That kind of looks like it's in the wrong spot, to be honest with you. But anyways, that's the right waypoint. Should be over there. I don't have Navigraph subscription, but I have SimBrief. Can I do realistic flights like this? You can do them okay, but you're not going to have the most up-to-date nav data, so there might be some waypoints missing, some departures / arrivals missing, and SimBrief actually I don't think will even give you the most up-to-date route either, so I would go ahead and subscribe and get the chart and Navigraph data subscription personally is what I would do. If you're doing it on your own, do whatever you like. If you're going to go on VATSIM, you're required to have the most up-to-date nav data. So if you're going on VATSIM, only go if you're up-to-date. If you're flying in the US, the charts are all free anyways. Oh, for the sim? That's pretty cool. I didn't know that. His data won't be up to date though. We're doing the return. I wasn't planning on it, but if you guys want to, we can. It's not that long of a return flight. I'll get to the gate, go to the bathroom, and start setting up again. So he should vector us later. I'm going to add a little bit of thrust so we don't get to 3,000 all this quickly, although we're pretty much already there. And he's going to start to vector us, probably around megs. Alt's capping at 3. And in the States and even pretty much anywhere else you fly, if the star didn't slow you down, we're going to stay 250 knots. Or if the ATC didn't slow you down either, we're going to stay 250 knots till they tell us. Or you start, you know, configuring for an approach.
We are about to land. Please take a moment to ensure your seatbelt is fastened. Your tray
That's always a good idea.
and your seat back is upright.
Once again, I thank you guys for watching Sunday as well. Be sure to hit the like button if you liked it. Subscribe if you want more, and comment what you think. Are you liking the V2? If any of you guys are flying the V2 update as well, it's only going to be getting better. I'm sure there'll be something to complain about, but it's only going to get better.
Jet 787, River Sector, 10 o'clock, 5 miles, report the River Insight.
River Insight, Jet 786.
Jet 786, Roger, clear, River Visual, runway 19er.
Clear River Visual, runway 19er, Jet 786. Alright. Let's do it.
Yeah, Potomac approach here, 1 with you, 11,000.
01, Potomac approach, hello, set maintain 2000, expect visual approach to Bell Green Airport.
Okay, roger, down to 2,000 for Sugar 1.
So we can either fly this completely visually, or we can fly it with the RNAV Yankee for the most part. Or we can fly it in Green Needles as well. What we are going to do is start getting set up and configured so we can be ready for this descent that's about to happen. We'll go flap 8. We already went flap 1, now we're going flap 8. Below 230 can get flap 8. Below 220 can get gear and flap 20 if needed. Go ahead and kind of give us a bit more room, and then I'm going to turn inbound there. Gear down. Flap 20. Now in real life we'd bug higher than where we are, but in the sim it doesn't work all too well, so I'm just going to set it to about 800 feet or so. There's the river there, so we're going to go autopilot off, flap 30. We'll go flight directors off as well. I'm gonna go green needle. I have the RNAV there anyways, but we're not gonna use
And
it.
shooter 1 cleared correct, Del Green
Flap
Airport.
45, flap 30, ref 137 is what I meant to say.
Yeah, Roger, direct Dalgren for Shooter 1.
Jet 786, wind 1708, runway 19 clear to land.
Good land runway 19, just 786. Cleared to land 123 at the night time. So I have all these altitudes here if I need them. I also have a rough in my brain what I should roughly be at. You know, 10 miles roughly 3,000, 5 miles roughly, 1,500 feet. 3 miles roughly 900 feet, somewhere around there. It's all ballpark. It's a visual approach, so it's all TLAR. That looks about right. We got a ground speed of 130. So roughly, if you go 130 cut in half is 65 out of 0. Is about 650 feet per minute on the descent path. Should roughly hold me in a nice descent path. We also have a wind that's pushing me that way towards eventually gonna be towards the White House, which we don't want that. So we're gonna go ahead and start fighting into the wind there into the right. Isaac, welcome, welcome, welcome. I've never operated CRJ in real life, but in my opinion, the controls feel very light. Have you made? Yeah. So this is custom sensitivity. When the CRJ update comes out, the next one will have a flight model. I've been working extensively with the devs to get the flight model. So in the new one, you'll be able to run default everything, and it'll fly a lot better and a lot closer to the rural airplane as well. Obviously, with the limitation of a desktop sim and desktop peripherals, you're not going to get real life flying.
Potomac
But,
Road, Southwest 1436,
it will
descending
be
via the Freedom
a lot
section of the
better.
Reagan.
Alongside of that will be drag
descending.
improvements, lift improvements,
1436, Potomac Approach,
a power
direct
improvements, just a
river
bunch of
visual
stuff
runway
will be
19.
fixed.
We'll expect the river 19, Southwest 1436.
Oh, let me start sky dolly here before I forget.
Potomac departure, Delta 2963, hold
Disregard.
5.
2963, Potomac Approach, hello, cross runway 15 at Kilo.
Cross runway 15 at Kilo, Delta 2963.
And again, guys, we're on a visual, so all the altitudes are recommended. They're not restrictions anymore. Although it does say 15 and above and all that kind of stuff. We're not on the RNAV, we're on a visual, so.
Shooter 1, airport after 12 o'clock, 15 miles at first, and you have the airport inside.
Roger, airport site.
Remember that wind's going to be pushing
Shooter
us
100 cleared visual approach.
pretty much into the river, so we shouldn't have too much of a problem.
Enormous across this frequency change approved.
Roger, clear visual approach in the Dahlgren, and frequency change is approved for Shooter 1.
Owls, welcome, welcome, welcome.
1,000.
And guys, I'll probably be missing the chat here as I'm focusing on this, but I do appreciate you guys being here, and I do appreciate you guys commenting as well. And we'll take a look at the nice Drewski scenery, landmarks, and all that kind of stuff after if you guys want to check it out.
Public approach, good day. Blue Street 5553, short of 15 on November with information India.
Blue Street 5553, Potomac Road, hello, cross runway 15 at Kilo.
Now for this turn, guys, it's always a good idea to start a tiny bit earlier than starting later. Now, thankfully, the wind's actually pushing us back, which will kind of work out for us today. But it's always a good idea to start a little bit early, just so you don't have to overbank it after in your final approach.
400. 300. 200. 200. 100.
Delta 2963, runway 19 navigable weight.
20.
Runway 19 lap weight, Delta 2963.
Here, reverse, get the nose down, we'll brake. There's 90 knots coming through there. And we'll make this one here. Gonna do a bit of a stop and then we'll do a nice big right turn.
Just 735, connect ground, point 7, have a good day.
Point 7, Just 786, have a good day. You said 787 last time and 785. I think we had the right ground in there. Yes, we do. Ground, Jazz 786, clear 19.
786, Washington ground, taxi, kilo to ramp.
Kilo to ramp, Jazz 786. That's kind of misleading because usually it's Juliet, then Fox, then Kilo. But anyways, we'll do our after landings here in a second. It should be Juliet Fox, but anyways, I'll bring the chart up for you guys. Bring that over there. This is usually how they take this Juliet or Juliet Kilo Fox. Sorry, Juliet. Wait, they say JFK to the gate, so Juliet Fox Kilo. We're parking at Alpha 3. The flaps are up. We'll go landing lights, strobe light, aft cargo, probes, and let's get GSX at our gate here. Let me stop the recording so we can go watch that later. And I'm going to be sure to disconnect from VATSIM and not do the recording because I've done that before. We're at Alpha 3. No. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Cool. Hope you guys enjoyed that. And we're gonna expect the crew's already there, but we'll do start or see the crew start the Apu. Always a fun approach. Always a fun approach. I see people. Starting APU. And we have 2 minutes as well. We'll go ahead and shut down the left. That's associated with the left end shutdown. And I'll get to the gate, shut her down, I'll read the comments, we'll do a bit of a replay here. Now it's time to land this in Paro. I don't know what that is. I got once. That comes off. Minimize my charts. Come on, airplane. That gate's getting quite close. I think this is broken, but we'll do what he wants. Alright, park and brake. Anti-ice is off. We'll just check the electrics have transferred over. They have. Receivers off. Seatbelts. Pump. Beacon. Yep. Steering. Oh, did I turn that on? Probably turned that on. Anyways, open that guy up. And oh, sorry, I missed quite a few. Sorry for that. Lotto became a member. Thank you so much, Lotto, for becoming a member as well. I've already mentioned a bunch of streamers today, like Skymaster and CST and Flight Sim Gaming, and Lotto's another guy that doesn't. I think he's starting to stream as well, but he's makes a lot of great content on Instagram. So go check out Fly with Lotto on Instagram. Makes a lot of good content on there. Matt's confusing Pappy. Yeah, I don't know why there's two of them. Jack, welcome as well. Another streamer as well, Captain Jack. So go say hi to Captain Jack. You always make it look so easy. I try. Thanks, Skymaster. Joe says, I love the runway sounds. Yeah, that groove runway on the nose gear, to me, sounds impeccable. I don't know how he even got that sound. It's like he put a mic in the nose gear or in the cockpit. It sounds amazing. Good work. Couldn't have done it better myself. Thanks, Ronnie. Thanks for joining as well. Okay, so I've done this a few times. A little bit. Actually, I haven't. In real life, I'm an FO, so my company FOs aren't allowed to do river visual. We get to watch it a lot. I actually find we're allowed to do the Parkway in LaGuardia. I find that visual a lot harder, just because you don't have a river to follow laterally, and then vertically you're in that steep left turn at the last second there, and it's kind of a weird, kind of a weird approach, that Parkway in LaGuardia on runway 31. Thanks, Flight Sim Gaming, for beauty there. Freaking YouTube bad came. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Concussions, very nice. Thanks. I can't wait for the next update. Yeah, it'll be amazing, guys. Watch it be terrible? No. But from what I can see and what I've been testing and what I've been advocating for, the airplane, when I say it should do this, I get the new updated version and it does this. And I'll say, oh, but now it should do this, while doing that. And Gravel is so good at, Gravel's making the flight model for the new one. He's so good at taking the criticism I give, and then putting words into a simulation, which I don't know how he does it, but he's a coding mastermind. Now it's time to land this. Yeah, so I don't know what that means, Bart. If you're playing some gaming, you're still here in Harrow. Matt says it's extremely difficult landing it in Bhutan. Oh, okay. Nice. I should just read the next comment. More like 10 pilots qualified to do it. 50 pilots just looked it up. Yeah, no thanks. Anyway, let's go take a look at the replay. I disconnected from vatsim. Now let me set this airplane up in a position where it'll look nice. So we'll do that. We'll do this. We'll do that. Do this. And that. Alright, good enough. Play. I'm just going to get a runway view very quickly here. I'm going to get some stuff messing up. So go do this actually first. There we go. This is the Drewski Designs, I believe, DCA with the Drewski, wait a minute. There we go, okay. With the Drewski landmark scenery package as well. Let me get this view sorted out and then I'll go to the airplane. Good enough. See it. I don't have. There we go. Don't I have another view? I'll move this along a little bit. I says. So is it not going to slow down fast at 3,000 feet per minute? Yes, it won't. It will stay 290 or slightly even accelerate now, which is correct. In the new one, the current one is a little too slippery that I'm testing. It's like accelerating to 320. But we've been changing that here and there, so it's kind of constantly getting edited and fixed. But yeah, it'll not be a pig anymore in the descent. It'll be very slick, and you need to plan your descent out a little bit better. And if you have anti-ice on, you'll have to plan it out even more. Beautiful scenery, guys, though. This looks pretty amazing. I don't remember how much the Drewski landmarks cost, but it's 100% worth it if you come to DCA. It was like 15 or 20 bucks, something like that. Yeah, this is SkyDolly for the replay. So if you don't know what SkyDolly is, I have a video on my channel about it. It's free. You just download it from flightsim.to, and just run it, press record. That's it. Now they've changed these in the new one. The next animation for those will be different as well, so they'll look a bit nicer. Yeah, so I'm putting control inputs in that for the new one will be very nice, where they're kind of like a boxer would fight with a yoke. So if I go in here and press stop, I'm just gonna slam the brakes. But in real world, we don't really fly this airplane like this. It's more like that. And a lot more pitched. It's a lot more like jabby and a kind of a quick little punch jab type of thing. And the reason is, one, like doing that to the airplane won't move it that much. Doing this to the airplane won't really move it all that much. So these are kind of making nice, quick, little precise adjustments to the airplane. Whereas if you're doing this in real life, you're going to start getting behind the airplane kind of quickly. The other thing to that is this yoke, it centers. It has such an impressive center. Like it will. If you release pressure, it snaps to the center. It's very forceful, and it's a bit of a workout to actually move this yoke and get it to do what you want. So the new one, when the new flight model comes out, you can fly it this way. You can fly it the way we would do real world, and it'll work well for you. It won't make these outrageous kind of pitch as you saw that little nose thing, and I was kind of doing my usual. And it won't do that in the new one. It'll actually be very, very stable, and it'll make a nice adjustment and precise elevator movement. On top of that, the trim will not be fighting you anymore. It'll be a lot better with the trim as well. Oop. Do that thing up here. Flash says I'm gonna make Lotto says I'm gonna make a reel with this soon. Thanks again. Yeah, no worries. With this video, you're gonna go into DCA yourself. DCA is always a cool one if you go there. Matt says, hey, just went to say thank you for making these videos and post them on Reddit. Such a big help to everyone that wants to fly this bird. Yeah, that's what I do it for. I hope people enjoy it, and I hope people get into the RJ a bit more. And I think when the new update, or the next new update comes out, there'll be even more people in it, because I think a lot of people have been wanting that flight model. Yeah, they like the systems, but they kind of want that flight model in there, and the new one will, I believe, will bring that to them. So.
Don't think.
Yep. Joe says, I tried replay tools, but if I shut down the engines, it doesn't save my flap settings or sounds. So the cool thing about this one is I can bring my gear up, like mid replay, and I can bring my flaps up too mid replay if I wanted to. It won't really affect the replay, so you can kind of configure all that stuff mid replay, which is kind of cool. Owen says, yeah, so in this is not the beta version, Owen, this is just the regular V2 that everybody's using. I have my settings, and I can show you guys, I have my settings like incredibly dampened to make it kind of feel better. This is my yoke settings here. And then this is my pitch, and then this is the roll. So I have them incredibly dampened to kind of mimic what would it feel like, but the new flight model, you just leave these all at default. Like if I go here, nope, I have a lot of different ones. This is my beta flight model testing settings. It's all default. Just reset, and it flies amazing. The new beta with default flies amazing. You won't need to do, can you go away? You won't need to do any of the, you won't have to mess with any sensitivities, and rudder as well. Yeah, I'll get maybe one more view. That looks pretty nice.
Don't think. Don't think.
Oh, sweet. All right, Lotto. Yeah, looking forward to it. It's a pretty cool livery, I think. They got a lot of grime and dirt everywhere.
Don't think.
Ryan says, please send me your flight model. Yeah, sorry, I can't do that.
Don't think.
Matthew says, I should start using Dolly to analyze my landings. Yeah, it's 100%. It's 100% a good tool to use for that. you can just back up. And the cool thing about dolly is you can set it to normal speed or fast. So if I go here,
Don't.
go over there, and I press 20%, 25% speed, you can see slow down the footage. Even if you want to record stuff with it, you can go 4 times as fast. All right, normal 10%. So you can change it up and see where the mistakes happen and that kind of thing. So I think a really cool tool for even just practicing and training your landings. We'll wait here for a little bit. Yeah, Mad Wolf, I think everybody's gonna be quite impressed. I think they actually might be a little taken aback of how good it actually does feel. Some people will complain that it doesn't climb well anymore. The real plane, once you get above 31,000, we often see 400 to 800 feet per minute, like sustained. And I'm sure someone's going to complain about that, but that's what the real airplane does. So if you heard it here first, if you're getting 800 feet a minute or so, or 500 feet a minute after 30,000 feet, that's what the plane does. After 30,000 feet, it doesn't climb all that well. It's really good to getting 27,000 feet, but it's not all that good at getting higher. It will get there. It'll just take a bit. So usually normal time to climb from 0 to 35,000 is about 25 minutes. And we've got it pretty much dialed to that. So it's going to be quite good. Anyways, we'll end the replays there. Oh, and I guess I didn't save myself at the gate, did I? What's service ceiling? Service ceiling is 41,000 feet, but you can only reach 41,000 feet under 65,000 pounds and sustain it without climb thrust, I should say. So you may get there a little heavier, but you won't really be able to stay there and or be fast enough without climb power. I'll put this kind of back in that click spots. Turn around state there. You guys want to go back to Toronto? You can let me know in the comments right now. I'm gonna go quickly to the bathroom, and we'll consider going back. That's kind of roughly where we'd leave all that. We would reset the IRSs. Cool. I'm gonna be right back. You put in the comments if you guys want to go back to Toronto, or yeah, or if you guys want to see Toronto or go over to Charlottetown. It is Moncton Monday, I think Flight Sim Gaming was saying, so we can go out east and get all the ATC out there as well. Up to you guys. I will be right back. Alright guys, so I got some good news for you. Gravel just sent me the new engine and flight model config to go test out, so I'll probably end the stream here. I will be in Discord in the lounge if you guys want to join, and I'll be testing out the newest flight model from today that I already tested, and we're just going to try to get that finally tuned so we can release that thing. Wait a minute, is that bridge? I just noticed. Bridge is like inside the... Anyways, so thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate that. Like, comment, subscribe. Again, go check out Flight Sim Gaming. Go check out CST Gaming, both live stream as well. Captain Jack stopped in. Flight Streamer, FO Pilot Def, Skymaster 1, and Owls as well. If you don't know any of those guys, be sure to go check them out. And I think you'll enjoy the content just as much as you enjoy here, if you enjoy it here.